Good morning, everyone. Today, in software architecture class, we are going to start the third unit. In the third unit, we are going to study the first topic as architectures in agile projects. What is this agile? Agile is nothing but to move it quickly. Okay, the project is going to be finished early, means it should be finished quickly, means it has to be with this kinds of agile projects. Okay, in this we are going to study about how much architecture will be, means design, how much it is needed, and what are all the different agility methods, and the example for agile architecting, and the guidelines, and the overall thing what we studied in this chapter is going to be in this summary. Agility. What is the meaning of agility? As I told you earlier, it is able to move quickly and easily. So, agile process is responsible to a need for projects to become more responsive to their stakeholders. Okay, it should be responsible one, and it has to be developed quicker, and here the functionality of the users will care about the earlier progress of the project life cycle, and based on that they will be documenting the aspects of the project. These things needs means which will not worry about the architecture, previous architecture. So here what the question has to be from the project means, should I do agile or architecture, whether it has to move fast or whether it has to be architected properly. So here what are all the two different questions will arise when the software project is developed based on this agility model. Here they will ask, how much architecture should I do up to front versus how much should I do differ until the project requirements have solidified somewhat, which is nothing but how much faster the project has to be done with the previous one, and also how much of the architecture should I formally document and when, whether it has to be documented, whether it should be in the formal documentation, and when it should be done. Next is the agile and architecture are happy companions of many software projects. When there is a project movement is very fast, and also the architecture it needs for the many of the software projects. Architecture is also necessary, and it has to be done in a very fast manner. That is also necessary, so that it is called as happy companions. Clear? So this is nothing but agility. So agility is nothing but the process which we are going to do in a project. It has to follow the project life cycle, and it has to be more responsive for the stakeholders, and it has to develop the functionality. Okay, and based on that, if it is not necessary with the conflict of the architecture, and here some of the questions when it has been developed. So this is called as agility. Here, this Agile manifesto is telling about how the individuals and interactions over the process and the tools, how the working software over the documentation, how the customer collaboration over contract negotiation, how the response to change over the following a plan, which is nothing but there is a process and tools. So how many persons has to be allocated for the process, and also which of the tools has to be used for this projects, that is only individuals and interactions over this. And comprehensive documentation, it has to develop the documentation for the working software, so that is called as comprehensive documentation. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation, if the contract has been negotiated, which has been discussed, it is not necessary like that. Negotiated means how the collaboration of the customer should be, and how according to the plan, if there is any change or something, how it has to be responded. This is called as manifesto of agile. Next, this agile projects has to follow some set of principles. So some 12 principles are there. We will see one by one. The first principle is the highest priority is satisfy the customer. Whatever project it may be, it has to satisfy the customer. And welcoming the changing requirements. Welcoming changing requirements, which is nothing but where the project has been developed and it is going to be finished, though it is there in that particular state, if there is any change by the customer, it has to be accepted for the competitive advantage. Okay, because the customer has to satisfy. Next time also, if they want some project, they have to come to us. Okay, so we have to welcome the changing requirements. Deliver working software frequently, which is telling about the project which is going to be submitted to the user should work without any mistakes with a frequent manner. Okay, it can be from a couple of weeks or couple of months according to the preference of the time scale. Next, they have to work together. Who has to work together? The business people and the developers who's working in the organization has to work together. Next, the projects which has been built has to be motivated by the individuals. For example, if there is a team, means in that particular team, if a particular person has done the project, means that has to done a particular process in an easy way and in an advanced way, means it has to be what? It has to be motivated by other persons. Okay, that is only motivated individuals. Next, face to face conversation. Whatever they have any changes in the requirements or something, the development team should has to have face to face requirements, the face to face conversation. The customer and the developer should have a face to face conversation. These are all the 6 principles. The remaining we will see next. Okay, next one is the primary measure of progress. So here the working software which has been developed or developing should measure the progress of the process, and it has to maintain the constant time pace indefinitely. Okay, so if they are telling that within 1 week I will be finishing this module, it has to be completed. That is only maintain a constant pace infinitely. Continuous attention, that is technical excellence and good design will enhances the agility. Next, simplicity, it has to be easy to work for the user and it should have a self organizing team. Okay, next, at regular intervals, they have to decide about how to become more effective. This particular project, how it can become more effective than the previous one. Like that, they should have a discussion, and according to that, it has to behave in the project. So these are all the 12 agile principles. Okay. Next one is the what is agile, which is telling about that, as I told you initially, that these processes were initially employed on a small or medium sized projects with short time phrases and enjoyed considerable success. Okay, able to move quickly and easily, which is on the project. It has to be the medium sized projects and it has to have a considerable success, and they were often used for the larger projects, particularly with the distributed development. If it is a very big project, it has to be distributed among the developers. Based on that, it has to develop quickly and easily. Next, how much architecture, which is telling about how the architecture design will be. So there are 2 types of activities in this. Here, the first one is the upfront design work. Next one is the rework. Upfront design work on the architecture is telling about planning and resolution of the work. Rework is telling about fixing the defects and the addressing modification request. These 2 authors, Boehm and Turner, have plotted 2 values against these 3 hypothetical projects. So if a project with of 10,000 lines of codes means how the project will be, 100 and 1000 lines of codes means how the project will be. So for that, they have given a picture and they explained this. In this picture, the bottom, it is a percent of time added to the architecture and risk resolution. Okay, how much time has been added to that particular architecture of the project. Here in the y-axis, they are telling about the time added to the overall schedule. Okay, extra time added means how much time it has been added. So here, if you see this dotted line, which is representing about percentage of the project schedule, which is for the initial work and the risk resolution work. and here the solid line telling about added time, how much time has been added extra, and this line is telling about the total time, and here it is telling about the sweet spot, which is telling about it is a correct time, like that it is saying that sweet spot drivers. Clear? So if you look at the picture, initially from 10,000 10k lines of codes, it will be like this. If it is for 100, it will be increased a little bit. That means the schedule will be increased, time schedule will be increased. If it is 10, it will be of 20 percentage. If it is going to be 100, it is of 45 percentage, and if it is going to be of 1000 lines of codes, it can be more than about 90 percentage. So this is the architecture. Next one, here they have explained the same thing. It show the sweet spot for each project. For 10k SLOC project, the sweet spot is at the far left. It is far left. And for 100, it is around 20 percentage, as I explained there. And for 1000 lines of codes, it is for 40 percentage. So this project with millions of lines code will be enormously complex, which is nothing but too complex, and it is difficult to imagine how agile projects alone can cope with this complexity if there is no architecture to guide or organize the efforts. That means it is very, very difficult if there is no agile principles are not followed. Okay. Next, agility and documentation. Write for the reader. Documentation is nothing but it has to be returned. If the reader doesn't need it, don't write it. If the reader doesn't need it, means in future the project is not necessary to read by the developers or the future users, means it is not necessary to document. But the reader may able to maintain a newcomer not yet on the project. The same developer only is going to use the project, it is not going to given to other persons, means it is not necessary. Otherwise there should be the documentation has to be maintained. Next, agility and architecture evaluation. When there is agility, how the architecture will be, what is the evaluation of that will be. It is a work of the agile process, okay, and meeting the stakeholders is an important concern of this agile philosophy. So here what approach we are going to use is, that is architecture trade-off analysis method, which is telling about it is not enough to analyze all and the architecture alone. It has to determine by the set of quality attribute scenarios, and it is easy to tailor a lightweight architecture evaluation. Example, web arrow web conferencing system. Okay, so this is the example. To meet the needs, the architecture and the developers found that they needed to think and work in a two different modes. Okay, both the means top down and the bottom up. Top down is nothing but designing and analyzing the architectural structures to meet the demanding quality attribute requirements and the trade-offs. Bottom up is nothing but analyzing and wide array implementation of the specific environment, specific constraints, and fashioning the solutions to them. Clear? So top down and bottom up, these two different modes can be used. This web arrow web is a conferencing system. To design this conferencing system, you can use any one of these two modes. Clear? Next, experiments to make trade-offs. To analyze the architectural trade-offs, the team has adopted agile architecture and they combined with a rigorous program of experiments. That is, these experiments are called spikes in agile terminology. Okay, for each and everything they have used this. So what are all the spikes they have given? For that they have to answer the questions such as whether it is having distributed database from the local, and whether it is the scalability improvement, and how much difficult would the development the quality assurance, and how many participants will be hosted in a single meeting server. Okay, and what is the correct ratio? So these are all the questions has to be asked when there is a spikes. Based on all those questions, what the lesson has been learnt, the architecture process, the agile, which does not require radical reinvention of either agile practices or architecture methods. So this web arrow teams emphasis on experimentation by the experimentation as a key factor. Next, guidelines. Barry and Boehm colleagues have developed that incremental committee model blend agility in the architecture. So this model is based on the following principles. First, it is necessary commitment and the accountability, and it needs a stakeholders satisfaction, and evolutionary growth should be there. Interactive system development definition should be there, and interleaved system definition and development allowing the early fielding for core capabilities, and then risk management should also be there. So these are the guidelines has to be developed for agile architect. Next, the advice from this book which has been given for the agility model is complex system with relatively stable and well understood requirements. The distributed environment is amount of architecture work is up to the upfront will pay off. And if it is a larger projects, unstable requirements means start quickly designing the architecture even if it will leaves to many details. So first you need to design the architecture if it is not stable requirements, and it has to be prepared with the elaborate architecture circumstance and something. And a smaller projects with uncertain requirements, it has to go agreement with the major patterns to be employed. And here you need not spend much time on this design and documentation or analysis upfront. If it is a unstable requirements, you have to architect. If it is a smaller project which is having uncertain requirements, you can try immediately with the design. Okay, so what we studied so far, this principles will close knit to the team's continuous and frequent delivery of the working software. This process initially employed on a small or medium sized projects with a short frame times. Okay, and it is large scale projects means need to blend an agile and architecture. So agile architects take a middle ground which is responding to the initial architects, which is telling about if there is any doubt or something. If it is very big, it need not be followed. And these two authors, Poem and Truner, found that our projects have a sweet spot where upfront architecture is planning pays off. Clear? So with this, the chapter is getting over. So make use of this video to understand clearly, and pause the video and write the notes clearly. Okay, thank you.